What is up, core addicts? So about 2 years ago, Rockstar made the infamous and extremely controversial decision of removing almost 200 cars from the in-game websites in GTA Online. Rockstar's reasoning for this was to supposedly streamline the browsing experience when they could have just put a search bar or better filters on the websites instead. It's quite obvious Rockstar used this as an excuse to lock a lot of the older popular vehicles behind event weeks and create sort of a FOMO, a fear of missing out effect on featured vehicles every week. Now, to mention, with the Agents of Sabotage DLC update last December, Rockstar added 26 of those removed website vehicles back to the website, which is interesting. However, there are still over 160 cars that were still missing from the in-game websites. Now, to clarify, as I've seen some confusion from players, these cars are not removed from the game, they are simply removed from the websites, meaning that you need to purchase the cars using other methods. So in this video, I'll be giving you guys an updated video showing you guys every single method on how to get the removed website cars. So we're going to start off with the easiest and most common method, but unfortunately it does require a friend. This one is not a solo method. So it's going to be the LS Car Meet buying feature. Previously, the LS Car Meet buying feature was exclusive to current gen console users. However, as of the Chop Shop DLC that released back in December of 2023, it is now available on all platforms. So if you have a friend that owns a particular car you want, you can buy it directly from them in the LS Car Meet. You just need to make sure that their HSW specification service setting is set to yes. For those of you on old gen, obviously there is no HSW, so Rockstar just calls it specification service without the HSW. Again, just make sure that's set to yes. Now, for a lot of players, I've noticed that their friends may not have the specific car that they're looking for, so in this case, I highly recommend joining my Discord server. We have over 20,000 members in there and a dedicated looking for cars section in the server where you can make a post looking for a specific car that you want with your platform and someone will help you out. I personally use the LS Car Meet buying feature quite often to buy cars for the past DLC customization series on my channel, so it's extremely useful, but again, it does require you to have someone that owns the car you want. Now let's get into the solo methods where you don't need anybody's help. First off, we have 4 methods, and the featured vehicles for these change every Thursday with the event weeks. So the first 2 possible methods are the Casino Podium car and the LS Car Meet Prize Ride car. Sometimes these feature removed website cars, but it is pretty rare. Continuing to our third method, we have the LS Car Meet Test Ride cars, and for example, during this current event week, the Carbonizaire, the Varus, and the Alpha are vehicles that were removed from the websites. So if you want to buy these, you can just walk right up to them and make the purchase. Now, it's not going to tell you if it's a removed website car or not, so you can always be sure to check my event week video series where I do mention whether these cars are removed website cars or not. Continuing to our fourth method, we have the dealerships. So we have Luxury Autos and of course Simeons. Now, 99% of the time, the cars featured in Luxury Autos are not removed website cars. However, at Simeons, there are almost always removed website cars. So during this event week, for example, at the time I was recording, the Hexer, the Rustin, the Blade, the Fagaloa, and the Hustler are all removed website cars. Next up to our fifth method, we have the Auto Shop business. So for those of you who don't own one, you're going to want to pick this business up from the Maze Bank Foreclosures website and make sure you install the extra car lift, which will increase your chances. And just like the test ride, you can go up to these cars and buy them. Now, not every removed website car will spawn in here, but a lot of them do. Now, to get these 2 cars to change, you're just going to want to deliver the customer cars and wait for the next set to spawn in. Continuing to our sixth method, this one is specifically useful for motorcycles. We have the MC Clubhouse business. So for those of you who don't own one, you're going to want to pick this up from the Maze Bank Foreclosure site and make sure that you install the custom bike shop upgrade. So 1 custom motorcycle will be delivered at a time here, and you can just go up to it and buy it. And of course, just like the auto shop, if you want this bike to change, you're going to need to deliver this customer motorcycle and wait for the next one to spawn in. And lastly, we have our 7th method. So this is for a lot of the OG street cars that were removed. Cars like the Oracle, the Zion, the Ruin, or etc., you can steal these right off the street and store them in your garage. However, hot cars, which are cars that used to cost $100,000 or more, cannot be brought into your garage or custom shop because they're considered too hot to modify. So in this case, you're going to have to rely on the other methods mentioned. And of course, you always have the other route of utilizing gift cards to friends, glitches, and stuff like that, but of course, do those at your own risk. And for our last method, which only works for PS5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC, we have the GTA Plus Vinewood Car Club. This one is located at the docks, and anyone can go in there. However, you can only buy vehicles in there if you have a GTA Plus membership. Now, lately they've rarely been putting removed website cars in there anymore, so I wouldn't even bother. But yeah, those are all the methods on how to get the removed website cars. Personally, I think the best way to go about getting a removed website car is first checking the test ride and Simeon's dealership every week. I of course mention these in my Event Week video series every Thursday, and see if a car you want is featured and just go ahead and buy it. And if the car you want is not featured, then you can go ahead and resort to the LS Car Meet buying method, which I know is not a solo method, but it gets you the car you want with just a tiny bit of effort by finding someone that owns it, and again, with a Discord server like mine, it makes it a lot easier. But anyways, again guys, thanks for watching, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.